Hi everyone, my name is Michelle Kelly. Welcome to This Is Your Sign. This is for all the fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. This is your career and finance reading for the month of October. So welcome fire signs. If you've already subscribed to my channel, thank you so much. I appreciate the support. If you haven't subscribed yet, please like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. You'll be notified when you go into subscriptions when I put a video out, which is every Saturday. If there are 5 Saturdays in the month, I take the 4th Saturday off, which is not this month, so don't you worry. Let's get into your reading, fire signs. The first card is Peace, and it's upside down. And the next card is Come to the Edge, and it's upside down. The next one is Fork in the Road, and it's upside down. And your next card is Tick Tock, your last card, which is, you don't have to do everything right now and this minute, and it's going to happen anyway. So this is kind of something happened that shook your peace, that rocked you, that I'm going to say it really threw you for a loop. Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And you guys, I've said this before, but you guys, you are coming out of your hell and into your heaven. And a lot of times when this happens, it doesn't feel like you're going into heaven. It's scary, it's hard, it's not easy, but it doesn't mean you're doing it wrong or that there's something wrong with you. A lot of times your peace, you have to get shaken up in order to realize this isn't the right path for you. And I don't want to say it's not the right path. You're on the right path always, but sometimes when you need to be shifted, not sometimes, when you need to be shifted, it gets done for you, because a lot of times we can't do it ourselves. So what happens is usually when you are being shifted and you get shifted, it has to be something so big that you notice it. And probably you were noticing it, but maybe you were starting to see the red flags, but you weren't able to do anything about it at the time. And that's okay. You don't have to, because the divine, God, Spirit, your angels, your guide, source does for you what you cannot do for yourself. So you will be shifted. And again, it's okay that you weren't able to see the red flags, or I don't want to say you weren't able to see them, that maybe you weren't able to acknowledge them. That is okay. We all have to go through this process. You cannot skip it. Even if you know about it, you still can't skip it. This is a marathon, not a sprint. So fire signs, I'm going to dive a little deeper and give you more perspective on this reading for your career and finance, because I'm telling you, something really rocked your world. And maybe when it was happening, you couldn't do anything about it. So it's not your fault, and you didn't do anything wrong, just so you know. So this is saying when it's upside down, whenever you find your mind drifting into the past, wondering if things could have or should have been better, or whenever you find yourself longing for the good old days, you leak power. The same is true for looking too far ahead and hoping the future will provide you with certainty. Driven by ambition, you might wander too long in a place with no substance and forget that you are here today. The past and future are illusions. Excuse me. Okay, the past and future are illusions. Whenever you leave the present moment, you're disconnecting from your inherent power to manifest your reality with true substance. Neither past nor future can give you back what you need. Now is all that counts. Come back from those eternities and be here now. All will be well. All will be well. Miracles will appear as if by magic in the perfect timing of spirit. So the miracles will appear as if by magic in perfect timing of spirit. So you guys, this card is all about anxiety and depression and going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And again, this is normal. People don't tell you that living in the past and living in the future, most people do this. However, most people are not able to acknowledge that they do this. I'm thinking you tell people that you do this. And whenever you're able to acknowledge anxiety and depression, once again, it is not saying there is something wrong with you. It's saying maybe you're around people who aren't able to acknowledge theirs. And when people aren't able to acknowledge theirs, it makes it look like there's something wrong with you. So I'm going to share this with you. If you went to a restaurant, just say you went to a restaurant and you went with 4 people, you're one of the 4. So everybody just orders off the menu. I'll have the number 6, I'll have the number 2, I'll have the number 4 with bacon, just say. And it comes to you and you're like, can I get this, but can you minus the tomatoes? And can you cook my steak medium well, but I don't like it burnt? You know, when you do this and you're with people who just get average, who just get what's on the menu, and you are more specific, you look picky instead of what really is happening is the 3 other people you're with can't say what they want, and you can. So you look picky instead of you're with people who can't order like you because they can't speak up for themselves. It doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. It means you know what you want and you ask for it. That is brave as shit. But when you're around people who can't ask for it, it brings it back to you of what's wrong with you. And I'm here to let you know, the divine is telling me to tell you, there is nothing wrong with you. You are a child of God. There is nothing wrong with you. You're made in the image and the likeness of God. Perfection. So the next one is come to the edge, and it's upside down. So a lot of times when coming to the edge is upside down, it's like you're not ready yet. And that's okay. You don't have to jump right this second. Just because you're starting to become aware of all of this, it doesn't mean you have to act the second you get the information. So let's dive deeper and see what this card is really saying. Because, you know, I can read in between the lines. So let's see. It says, fear is leading the way into places you don't need to go. Most of what you fear at the moment is an illusion stemming from an old belief that isn't true. Now is the time for courage. You will not be lost at sea. You will not watch everyone else get what you want while you are left alone and unloved. Oh, the drama of it all. Fear, false evidence appearing real, is hovering over you. The more you dwell on the fear, the more real it will become. Ask yourself, who in me is afraid? Love that part of you. Ask, is this true and real right now? The answer most likely is no. Give yourself a hug. It's okay to be scared. Courage must be summoned in spite of your fear. Even when you're not feeling confident, Spirit will always catch you. So you guys, this is saying the fear, the anxiety right now might be really present in your life. What can you do when this happens? Take a deep breath and breathe. Put your hand on your heart. Deep breath in through your nose. Hold it for 2. And exhale through your mouth. And try this a couple of times when you're feeling that fear, when you're feeling that panic. The other thing you can try and do, if you've ever done this before or haven't done it before, they have guided meditations on YouTube that'll help calm you down and bring you back into the present moment. So this is telling me, and I can feel it, almost like a panic attack coming on. So this is saying the things that you're hearing, the things that you feel like are going to happen, they're not going to happen. It feels like it does. It feels like it's going to. That's okay. It's okay to feel the fear and work through it. So it's telling me that maybe you've been a fork in the road. So a fork in the road is like you can go one way or the other. And a lot of times, you know, it's so scary. But what I'm telling you is whenever you come into the fork of the road, whatever way you pick, it'll be the right way. You can't do it wrong. You can't pick the wrong way, and you're not going to. So trust in yourself. You can trust yourself. I think the way you guys grew up was believing that you couldn't trust yourself, and really what it was is you were around people who didn't trust themselves. And when you're around people who don't trust themselves, a lot of times what people do when they don't trust themselves is they find comfort making you second guess yourself. They feel comfortable when you are uncomfortable. So that makes you doubt and second guess yourself. But this is the divine letting you know, fire signs, you can trust yourself. Your gut, your intuition, your heart will never steer you wrong. It can't happen. So this is saying indecision is extremely frustrating and will lead you into anxiety, loss, and confusion. At this juncture, you can't remain in place without losing your way altogether. Avoid the tendency to let others choose for you, which amounts in a subtle refusal to take responsibility. Don't give your power away, not even to this oracle. By not making a choice, you are making a choice for which you must be accountable. If that choice leads to an undesirable circumstance, take heart. Spirit never tires of giving you second chances. You can start again once you've learned this valuable lesson. So you guys, this whole reading, I can feel the anxiety. I can feel it in my chest and in my heart. And what I want to just tell you guys is breathe. Breathe with intention. When you do this, firmly put your feet on the ground, come back to your body, and just try just to be in the moment. Then not making a decision is a decision, because the fear can feel paralyzing. So I'm going to walk you down the rabbit hole. And I know you guys know this rabbit hole very well. And it feels familiar. But just because it feels familiar doesn't mean you have to stay there anymore. So the jumping off, the being scared to make the decision because you're scared you're going to make the wrong one. So this has to do with the job. And this is your career, and this is your finances, and this is scary, scary shit. The divine does not want you to be unhappy ever. We live in a world where it feels like you have to suffer and then you're allowed to reward yourself after you suffer. It's like permission to reward yourself after you properly have suffered. This is telling me you guys don't have to suffer. I know it feels like you're going in the wrong direction, but you're not. You're actually going in the right direction. And the time, like Jesus, you can't do it wrong, and you're not going to. You have all the time in the world. You're not going to miss it. You're not going to mess it up. This goes back to your childhood. This wound is really, really deep. And I'm sorry that this happened to you, that you were around people that made you second guess yourself. The people that you were with, they weren't trying to make you second guess yourself intentionally, but somewhere in them that gave them comfort. It's a sickness. So the information that you collected were from incredibly wounded people. They don't know better, but you guys do. You have the gift. You're the chosen. So this is saying tick-tock. Okay, so tick-tock, I feel like you think, hurry up. I need to know this right now. And this is saying, when it comes up in your reading, your prosperity is co-created by your endeavors as they occur in the handmade time and the external efforts of your most important manifestation, partner spirit in a divine measureless time. So keep doing what you're doing. Stay positive and make a commitment to remain in high vibration thoughts and feelings. If you heed the message of this card, it will seem as if you will align with your highest calling and your highest good in no time at all, like magic. So what's all the fuss about not having enough time? The prosperous life that is yours will never pass you by. So I was saying, you can't do it wrong. You're not going to mess it up. Everything that you've done for your career and finances has led you up to this moment, fire signs. Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, this has led you to where you are. You needed everything to happen the way that it did in order for you to get to this point. So it's saying time management. Place your priorities at the top of your to-do list and don't allow distractions to deter your focus. So this is saying right now that your priorities place your priorities at the top of your to-do list. I'm telling you right now, your priority is you. It is you. Your priority needs to be you. Your time, your soul needs to be filled and fed first. And then you can go back and do all the things that you need to do. So time management might be an issue right now. You might be feeling overwhelmed and not sure which way to go. But it does say your life's purpose involves traveling. So right now, though, I'm going to tell you, there's a plane behind this guy. He's on the computer, but I'm telling you right now, you might be traveling through Zoom right now. You might be traveling to other areas, but getting to stay home. And maybe because you have more time than you've had before in the past, you're not sure how to manage that. It will happen. You are meant to travel and have some fun while you're at it. The next one says helping children. Part of your life purpose involves teaching guiding, and helping young people. So I'm going to go back into my sign right here. Teaching and helping children. The sign behind me says, create the things you wished existed. So I'm going to talk to you guys about your vocation. What is your vocation? So first, when you start off in your life, you have jobs. And then you have your career. And then you get to your vocation. And your vocation is your soul's purpose. Why are you here? What are you meant to do? What is the divine here? What is your divine purpose? And you guys are the chosen one. God picked you. I know you don't want to be picked by God. I know it feels like it's a sucky job. And it's okay to resist it. It's okay to be pissed that you have this job. You don't want it. That's okay. You don't have to want it, but you have it. So behind me, the sign says, and how does this tie in with helping children? What do you wish fire signs was available to you that you wanted or needed and it did not exist or it doesn't exist? That is your divine soul purpose. What do you wish was available for you and to you that did not exist? And that is part of your life's soul purpose. That is your vocation. Now that question is deep as shit. And you might not be able to answer it as soon as you hear me ask it to you. It might take you a month. It might take you a week. It might take you a day. If it takes you a day, it's because you're ready. It might take you months. It might take you a year. It might take you multiples of years. You might just be hearing this question for the first time, so you really have to think about it. What do you wish you had, or what did you want or need that didn't exist for you, that you needed so bad? So it's going back to children. So I'm thinking that you guys needed things when you were growing up that wasn't available to you. And that's what you need to go back to do, because that's part of your healing. You're going to heal your inner child by going back and helping children. So another way to get more information and more clarity on this too is to start to look at, what are you looking at on your phone at the end of the day? What are you looking at? What helps you unwind? What helps you relax? I'm not talking about an addiction. Do not feed that. What do you look at the end of the day that makes you happy? Are you looking at cat videos? Are you laughing? Like, what is it? And that could be a big indication to help you answer that question of what you wish existed. But it's saying letting go of guilt. When you allow yourself to shine brightly, you inspire others. Forgive yourself for what you think you've done or not done, and trust that God loves you unconditionally for who you are. Learn and grow from past mistakes instead of berating yourself for them. So this is telling me, and I feel the anxiety still, put down the baseball bat and pick up the feather. Put down the baseball bat and pick up the feather. You did not know better. You couldn't have known any better, and you couldn't have done any better. You did the best you could with the tools that you had at the time. You are allowed to shine your light. It doesn't matter if you were born in the public eye and you were born into parents that were in the public eye. This is telling me you have a right to be here. You deserve to be here. You are allowed to be center stage. If you already have that platform, it's because you're meant to have it. If this is you are embarrassed or ashamed to get up in the spotlight, you guys are meant to shine. You will inspire so many people. You are meant to inspire other people. This is your gift. This is your talent, fire signs. You're heaven. You have come out of hell. You have escaped the flames of hell. You are allowed to shine your light. This says deservingness. You are a beloved child of God like everyone else, and you deserve to receive the support that will allow you to focus upon your divine life purpose. Even if you can't yet recognize your lovable qualities, trust that God and the angels can see how amazing you truly are. Trust that God and the angels can see how truly amazing you really are. So you guys, you deserve this. You deserve everything. You deserve the Ritz-Carlton. You deserve the spotlight. You deserve the best car, the best house. You deserve that. We all deserve that. But a lot of people don't know that they're allowed to ask for that and they're allowed to have it. If you get a job, I read this guy said, I only travel first class. And the company he got the job with, they're like, okay. That's all he had to do was ask. Whether you're afraid or not, it does not matter. You can be afraid to ask for it and do it anyway. You're allowed to ask for what you want and for what you need. And the divine wants that for you. It is not your fault or your problem if other people can't ask for what they want or for what they need. You are allowed to do that, and the more you do that, the more you will inspire others. This is saying face your financial fears. When you are honest with yourself about fears of success or failure, they can no longer control you. Be free of the hidden fears by exposing them to the light of awareness. And you can realize that in fact you have nothing to fear, and that every successful person has struggled with the release of these self-doubts. So you guys, it's saying facing your financial fears. We all have them. You are not the first. You're not the last. What do you want? You need to ask for it, and you will be met with whatever you ask for. So one of the things I want to tell you that I had done and I am doing is I'm being deprogrammed of the ideas about money that I received from my parents, from my grandparents. Thank you. Thank you for all that you have taught me about money. I release these. I am no longer allowing these. Either you end up just like your parents or 100% opposite. And I think what really needs to happen is you need to integrate the two. So I grew up in a family where, you know, I had a mom who held on to every single cent for dear life with the fear that more wasn't going to come. And guess what? It didn't, because she was blocking it. I also had my dad say, if you don't have it now, you're not going to have it later. So it was always, you needed to be prepared for the worst case scenario. And he's managed to do that, which is great, and never get more than you need. So what I've had to do is say thank you. Thank you to my mom and dad for what they taught me about money. I no longer need that anymore. It's a deprogramming. I will have more than enough. my needs will be met beyond my wildest expectations. So saying it, trusting it, and feeling it it's a process. You don't just wake up and you're like, okay, I'm good. It is a process. So this is saying start facing your fears. They're not as bad as you think they are. So this reading for all the fire signs, this is your sign signing off, sending you as much love and light as I can. And it's asking you to start to meditate, do yoga, and start being deprogrammed about your issues about money. You can support yourself. You're going to be fine. You're going to be able to support yourself, and you're going to be able to do what you love. So fire signs, I'm sending you all the love that I could possibly send through this reading. Take care. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next week.